It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it's the Big Detecting Show. Good evening, Mr. Gaylor. How are we?
Hello, David. How are you? You good?
I'm okay. I don't think we're going to discuss our conversation pre-show, are we, tonight?
Which one?
The course you were on, the course I was on.
Oh, no. Yeah, being politically incorrect on a course. Hey, but I didn't mention Shaft, I don't think. But, yeah, good week. And then there was the news about Mackenzie Crook.
Yes, let's go straight into that, shall we? Let's share the screen straight onto that one.
Very excited about that.
Where's the screen? No, I have to do things straight away. There you go. Detectorist. Can you see that?
No.
That's because I haven't added it to stream.
Producer.
Now can you see it? There you are. So, The Detectorist is to return after a 5-year absence. Triple BAFTA winning comedy The Detectorist is to return later this year for a one-off 75-minute special. There you go.
Oh.
Very much looking forward to that. All that news is on the Archaeology and Metal Detective magazine website, so you can find that there straight away.
Hopefully he'll come on the show and tell us about it.
Well, you know, our friend Kerry was at a play the other night in London, and Mackenzie Crook was starring in it, called Jerusalem, along with the chap who plays the head guy of the DMDC. Yeah. So he was in it as well, but obviously she didn't come across them, unfortunately, because I said, tap him up if you do.
Sorry?
I said, tap him up if you do. Tap him up, go and have a chat with him. Not tap off.
But we have been, or you've been in contact with his agent, haven't you? So
multiple times, but I'm not used to like famous people emails with stuff like that. Yeah.
No, we'll see. Our fingers crossed. But I mean, they're not only getting that; they're doing Bad Education. They're doing loads of comedies on BBC.
Aye, they are.
Blinking well need to, because they have a old tat on there at the moment. But yeah,
it's gone down and down and downhill.
Did you get
well,
at the weekend?
No, I had something on Saturday. I can't remember what it was. On Sunday, I was at a football tournament with my boy.
Oh yeah, got into a bit of trouble. Did the dad thing, shouting down the line.
Yeah, but I'm the respect officer in my yellow high-vis respect vest, and I'm the one who got sent off.
You wait until they get to about, I think it's 13, 14, you have to run the line. Parents running the line. Oh, that's not fun. I hate that.
I'll just get a drone or something to do it.
I only did it twice and got told off because I did it wrong, so I gave up. But yeah, I went out. Did I go out? I went out Sunday detecting. Lovely weather. It's getting nice, but it's still very, very dry.
It is.
Very dry. Yeah, very dry. But yeah, quite a few people in chat tonight.
Aye. Shane's there. Shane's invited me out this weekend. I'm just trying to sort something out for that. I'm actually in work Saturday morning. Steve's here now. Steve's in the green room, awaiting his bringing onto stream. Hello, Steve, in the green room.
He's probably having a
look at him there.
I can't see the green room.
I can't. He's twiddling his thumbs in the green room. We'll be with you in a moment, anyway, Steve. But before that, we've got a new piece for the show. We've got our C90 cassette. Well, it was actually a C45, sadly, last week that I left in it. We've got the cassette in, and you can leave us voicemails to ask questions. And it's actually, I found a workaround because we couldn't play on live on screen, so we found a workaround. So we've got one message for the guest tonight, and a few other bits and bobs. So here are this week's first voicemail.
I'd just like to say, Big Detecting Show, I've only just started watching it, and it's one of the best shows I've ever seen, and especially Adrian, because I think he's the best field tester in the world. Thank you, Keith.
Oh, what a nice message from Keith. It's lovely.
Yeah, that's lovely. Thanks, Keith.
It is. Cheers, Keith. Obviously, being the world's greatest, most renowned field tester as well, he's done you a justice there, so I appreciate that.
Nice. Not showing the pictures he found in you, though.
Let's just see if the other... Oh, yeah, he's here, so I can play it. He's here. It's our well, actually, it's there was about 407 emails from voicemails from one person, so I've pulled three of them together because the other were nonsensical, so here we go.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Loving the new feature, lads. Top dollar. Me tell you can pick up your phone, you silly. Beep, beep, beep.
To floppy, and then put it in the Big Detecting Show website.
Put it on your floppy? You said this couldn't be rude. Damn.
Things that you lean on and break.
Yep.
Oh, he's going to go on about his shaft, isn't he? No, not the shaft.
Sorry. I got it out of the system today.
So if you want to leave a message for any of the guests, or if in fact you would like to do similar to what Chris Langston's done this week and leave a recipe in Welsh, then you can do so at thebigdetectingshow.com, and you will find that, and you'll be able to leave random things as random does. So we've got two more coming up later on. So the other one that I prayed for you at the start, you're not allowed to ask him. We have to let the question be the lead to that part of the conversation.
Right.
So
are we allowed to show the picture? Yeah, we can.
The pictures with the question.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yes,
anyway.
We won't mention that. Oh,
good evening, Steve. Steve, are you in a bank vault?
Aye.
Are you in a bank vault?
This is my front room.
Bloody hell.
They're souvenirs from my past, yeah?
Oh, good Lord. That's fantastic.
All right, Steve.
I'll go back a bit. Good evening, Steve. Thanks for joining us. It's great to have you on the show.
Yes, it's great to be on here, yeah?
Yeah, nice. All right, Steve.
Adrian,
Yeah.
he's got safes in his front room, 3 of them.
Yeah, there's a story about the safes, but we're here to talk about metal detecting, so we could leave the safes till later on.
Yeah,
I
we
reckon.
won't
Don't we,
talk about
Steve?
magnet fishing, shall we? For now,
Oh,
No.
yes, I like magnet fishing.
Yeah,
that's where the safes come from.
Aye.
I see you got a nice little tipple there, Steve. Bottle of Pernod.
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, I've been out all day and
Yeah,
it beats me.
you've been out with Mr. Julian Evan Hart, I hear.
Yeah, I've been out with the master himself. Yeah, Julian. He's a lovely man, isn't he?
Yeah, and Lisa.
Lisa.
You've been out
Doing our
detecting all day.
articles for Treasure Hunting magazine.
Yeah. So, Steve, I know you. I went out detecting with you the other week, and I learned a lot off you, a hell of a lot, because you've been detecting for quite some time, haven't you? Do you want to tell everyone how long you've been detecting?
About 1983.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
So nearly 40
I've
years.
come out from Majesty's pleasure. That's what I've done.
So
We won't ask about that.
No. But yeah, you basically, did you think about detecting when you were otherwise in a different hotel for a few years?
I was at a boot sale once and I found one of them shitty old things with a swan neck on them, a sea scope, right, at a boot sale, and I bought it for about a tenner or something like that, and it had a swan neck on it, and a mate of mine, right, he kept knocking every day, right, to go out to Texas, and we was finding old florins and that, and just normal money, right, at a local park, and from there, every day he kept coming round. Let's go out with that metal detector. And then I found something good. And then that was it. Way it went. And then I never looked back.
And you've been detecting like ever since then, like continuously.
It gripped me, and once it gripped me, it was constant. I could do it every day for what. Then in the end times, I went out and had lovely times. Wonderful times.
And what was your first detector after the sea scope?
It was a Saxon. It's local to me. This fella. It was a Saxon SM10 or something like that. But it picked up iron, but it still picked up everything else, and it was good. And I had these Saxon machines right the way through until Mine Lab brought machines out.
And that was a bit of a game changer because you still use Mine Lab, didn't you?
Once the Mine Lab brought the detectors out, and I jumped up from that Saxon. What I've done is I went out with this Saxon machine, and I found a haul of Emmy groats, right? And when I found these haul of Emmy groats, I cashed some of them in, and then these new machines out, the Mine Labs came out, the first of the Mine Labs, the white things, and they was a game changer to everything we do now. Everything we do now is down to that.
Yeah, you're right. And you've had Mine Lab ever since.
And I've never looked back. I've had any new machine that comes out. I get them. They're mine. I test them out, but I always go back. I'll always go back to that thing hanging up there. Yeah.
CTX.
Oh, there it is. CTX.
Yeah. I'll always go back to that. Yeah. Nothing's ever took the pants down on that thing. It's the best thing I've ever had. But when they first brought the Mine Labs out, the first of the Explorers, right? And then they brought an SC on it. They brought a couple more out, and the E-Track, they went up like that. Each year they brought a new one out. Every year they'd step up one, and each year they brought a new one out. I'd buy it. I'd go out as soon as it came out. They were about £1,000, £900 then. It was a lot of money. I'll jump. I'll go out and get one, and I'll step up with them my nets, and right up until these, and then they brought the dais out, right, and the old boys could get them daises in their hands because they could pick them up. The paper plate, they weigh nothing, and then they changed the game more, and lovely times have come from it.
Yeah. Do you always hang your CTX from the ceiling?
No, that's hanging up on the ceiling because when I piss about with the programs on it, while it's hanging up there, I've got it on the harness, right? So I hang it walk off the ceiling. So now when I turn the switch that on, I get no interference from metal and that. It's all over the place. All this metal in here bouncing the signals around. It's the easiest way for me. When I piss about with it, I'll do it in here.
That's a good idea. Didn't think of that.
And I've got it up on the ceiling and there's nothing around it now, right? So that's the best I can do from indoors.
Yeah. We've got a lot of metal in there, haven't you? Safes and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of metal. It's all brass and everything, bronze and everything that metal detector lights is hanging about in here.
Yeah, definitely. I just getting over the amount of safes you got.
And out on the ceiling, them safes are souvenirs from the city, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. And you've been detecting in and around Essex or all over the country?
I was doing Ken Wilcox's rallies back 30 years ago. All the old rallies I used to go to them, they were lovely. They were lovely times, but most of my stuff has all come from within miles of my house. I've had the best finds I've ever had within 1,000 metres of this house.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Gold angels, posy rings, everything from around the corner to where I am. I've got a field 500 yards from my door, and I used to just step out of here, go straight in there. 100 acre field with a mansion on it.
Oh, and Steve, you're in a club and you run a club, but before the club, were you in any other clubs?
Whitford Club.
Yeah, you run the Whitford Club.
But I've been in a few clubs. I've been in a few other clubs, yeah. But
right.
Don't want to mention their names.
No, I understand. We've got some questions, Dave, in the chat. Should we ask Steve some of them?
Yeah. First things first, there's a few people, Steve, are asking to show us your chain, and we don't really want on your toilet, and tell us how that come about.
Yeah,
because it's part of you, that chain, isn't it?
There it is. Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah, I've got the other one. But that one there, right? I used to pick when I used to go detecting, right? All the silver and the crap that I had. There's a teapot in there, right? And there's hammers, there's everything in that, right? I used to get the silver, right? And my pal, who's a jeweler, right? And he melts it down and he'd make that much of a chain, right? A little bit at a time.
Yeah.
And then I'd add it on there over the years, yeah? That one's over a kilo, that one.
Cool.
Do you know, there's a lot of stories around people. I mean, I've seen coins and such like mounted on a necklace, but
my mate Sydney, he made a lump of that for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time this was interfered with, yeah. Sid done it, yeah. My mate Sid, he put about 6 or 8 inches onto that. It was the last time. I'm getting ready.
So what you're saying, Sid interfered with it and put 6 to 8 inches in it.
Sid interfered with it. He fixed another 6 inches on it, yeah?
Is that Sid Perry?
Sid Perry, my mate Sid Perry.
Yeah.
He's got a little potting shed that he creeps off to, right? And and interferes with things, right? He interfered with this, he put 6 inches on it, yeah?
Oh, brilliant.
And I've got another big bag of it now, and I'm ready to put more on it, yeah? But
That's
I've got
fantastic.
a fellow who makes the links. I've got a mate who makes the links, and then I'll cut the chain open, and I'll get Sid to fix it for me, yeah? But he fixed the last bit for me, about that much of it last time, yeah?
Yeah.
You know?
As I was saying, Steve, a lot of people go and find a coin and they use it as part of a necklace, but that is 40 years of metal detecting in one foul swoop, isn't it?
That's got hammers in it, right? Florins, shillings, yeah, a teapot, right? A piece of mashed up teapot, spoons, all the spoons that I pick up, right? I melt them down.
That's fantastic.
That is
what weight
amazing.
is it, do you know?
Eh?
How heavy is it?
That one about 1.5 kilos, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one weighs 1 kilo. I've got one there, that weighs 1 kilo. That was the first one I had done. And then there was the second edition, right? And I'm having a 3 kilo one made next. Another one, 3 kilo. Yeah? It's going to be the biggest one in the UK. It's a monster. Yeah? You've got links on it like that. It has 3 kilos.
That must be worth a lot of
I'll
money.
dug up. I've dug a lot of crap up in my life.
Yeah. On that note, Steve, we've got a few questions in the chat. I won't answer that one question.
Should we go with the question for Steve so it's a good question, the one that was left on a voicemail?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, because it's coming up in the chat.
So it's coming up in the chat, Steve. So here's a question for you.
This is a question for Steve. What's it like to detect in nothing but a gladiator's helmet?
And that was from Charlene. Thank you, Charlene.
Charlene. It's wonderful. In the summer, in the heat wave, in the heat wave, I'm going to do some more of them, yeah? It's brilliant, isn't it? Hey, what? Look. Right. What?
Did you get burns anywhere that you shouldn't? Oh, I like that.
Hey?
Come towards the camera with that, Steve. That's brilliant.
Hey? This poxy camera, I don't know what it's doing.
No, it's just obviously can see better if it. That's
What about
fantastic.
that? That's worse, isn't it?
That's beautiful, huh?
Hey?
What
Who
like
the
Ed
hell
put off
made
one of
that?
them?
Hey?
Who made that, Steve?
Someone got it from years ago, right? I've got the armour as well. I've got all the body armour as well. Goes with it. And then I go naked. Naturism, yeah? I've got all the body armour for it. And the other day, my mate Lee from the Wickford Club, right? He got me a set of Ag boots so I'm going to get on a horse. I'm going to get some with a big horse, yeah? And I'm going to have my photos done on a big horse with all the armour on. Starkers, yeah?
With just your helmet on.
With the helmet, all the metal armour, right? And the Ag boots on, right? Yeah, and then I'm going to go Starkers. Yeah. Tony Thomason from the Wickford Club, I'll get him to film me. I'll make him do it, yeah? He has to do it, yeah?
Just make sure you fill up your van with petrol when you're dressed up like that.
Hey.
Yeah, definitely. No, I saw you naked. I can't remember what dig it was. I don't know if it was Kimbo's or something. I got very concerned. I wondered what was going on, but no one seemed to bat an eyelid. They just said, "Oh, it's Steve." So yeah,
I'm not afraid to go Starkers. You know, it's lovely, isn't it? In the summer, it's wonderful. When I put a harness on and I got nothing on, the breeze is lovely. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some more of them this year. Yeah.
Yeah. No, nice. As long as you haven't got any schools near your permissions, you should be fine, Steve. Any primary schools near your permissions, you should be fine.
Oh no,
you broke me.
this is right out the way in the wilderness. There's no one for miles, yeah?
Yeah,
No one around for miles, yeah?
Yeah. But got another question after that naked detecting thing. Staffordshire Searcher said that because you've been detecting since the 80s, I think he said, Steve's, what's he said, Shane? He said, there's a lot of people talking, Steve, in the chat. Oh, what's your biggest tips for land and the research?
What, for getting permissions on them or something, yeah?
I think he means like what was on the land before and how do you tell if it's good for detecting and stuff like that.
When you walk onto a field, right, it's a magic carpet, right? And you've got to read that like a newspaper. That field, and where you go, that field will tell you a story, yeah? Before you even switch your metal detector on, no one knows what's been before. But then you go out there and you find these staters and gold coins and all wonderful things, right? Them wonderful things have to come from wonderful people who had the money to spend it at the time, right? I used to concentrate on doing big mansions, right, around big where there's big mansions, they're rich people, yeah? So anywhere there's a mansion, there's got to be something there because there were rich people that had them, right? And most of them were royal back then. Most of them belonged to the royal family and people like that. But just by walking on that field, it's a magic carpet, yeah? And as long as you ain't got no shit on it, as long as you ain't a green waste on it, you've got a chance of anything.
Yeah.
But the real riches, like staters, and things are really old, Roman stuff and staters, no one knows where that is. You've got to hunt and find it. Then all them places are long gone, yeah, and they're under 4 foot of mud. Most what you find on the top is just a snip. Most of it's sunk beyond reach, but sometimes that plough pulls right in deep, especially up hills and things like that, and look for the right mud, look for the right colour dirt.
Yeah, I mean, I went out with you a couple of weeks ago. We were out in Whitford Club on your lovely permissions. I must admit, they were amazing. Huge amount of fields. I don't think I've ever known anyone to have so many. And we met the farmer, lovely guy, and you were chatting with him, weren't you? But as we went across that magic carpet, we went across a couple of fields. Steve was educating me on. He was seeing stuff that I was just not seeing on the surface. So there was oyster shells. You picked up a mosaic Roman tile, didn't you? With the what's it called? The painting on, steel glazed. And Steve was pointing at the soil, showing me the different colour changes, and saying that's where the plough's gone deep. That's where you want to go. And you've learned all this as well as nature, haven't you, Steve? Because you were telling me all about the birds and the different times of the seasons
and the bees.
And the bees, yeah. But you've learned all this from being in the field, Steve, or reading books, or a bit of both.
It's all being out there. When you go detecting, everything makes a difference. Wherever you go, whatever you do, everything you're doing makes a difference, right? Even the moon, right? The moon make change to your machine, and the sun, right? When the sun bakes that dry, you get the signals. When the rain pisses down the rain, you get more, right? When that moon, you get super moons every year, right? When the full moons, the super moons. Them moons are 200 miles closer to the Earth with magnetic pull. It's made of metal, and it's got a magnetic pull on the Earth. Everything will make a difference. All right, even in the dark at night, now the moisture level's better, right, for you, right? It's damp all night. It's better to detect in the dark.
Yeah,
right. I find detecting in the dark. People call it night hawking. They're just them people are armchair detectorists, right? I find at night when that dew comes down, especially first thing in the morning, right, from 3 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock, that's the best time to detect everything's low. It's like when you wake up, when you've been fishing all night and you see that across the ground, that enhances everything with your signals.
Yeah. We were talking about this the other day because Steve's got some good pictures of him, I think it's on Facebook, detecting at night. And straight away, someone sees you detecting at night and thinks Nighthawker. Well, no, because Steve's permissions, you can detect on any time of the day, any day of the week, can't you, Steve?
I can go any time, night or day. So sometimes I've got special places that I'll go, and I would go to at night, right? For loads of reasons. There's lots of reasons in it. One, you don't get seen by people who want to go trotting on your spots, right? There's lots of reasons for it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I was, last year, right, I got pulled up twice in the dark, right, by armed police who pulled me up 3:30 in the morning, and another lot at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? During lockdown. This was during that lockdown, yeah? And I was with a friend of mine, right? The policeman said, is he related to you? Yeah, I said, yeah, it's my dad. Right? It weren't, it was my mate. Yeah? I said, yeah, it's my dad. Right? And then on their way they went. I was on my own permission.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a week later, they see me shining a torch in the field. They come walking across the field. Armed police, yeah, wondering what I was doing out in the lockdown. I said, getting away from this concrete jungle. It's the only therapy I can get from this concrete jungle. It's therapy. Yeah.
Yeah. We spoke about that the other week, Steve. It's helped people's mental health amazing, this hobby. And we were saying you get out in the countryside, and you were saying to me, you were telling me about walnuts, why you keep finding walnuts in the field. And I have found walnuts in the field, nowhere near a walnut tree. And you were explaining to me you once watched and found out how they got there, didn't you?
Crows come in. Crows bring them in they nick them from the where the packy shops and that have the stuff all outside and that, yeah, where they have it, where the greengrocers shops have all that stuff outside. The crows come and they nick them walnuts, or they take them out of people's gardens and that, yeah, and they fly them out into the field and they bury them, right? They bury them till the shells go soft, and then they come back for them and just bash them on a rock, and they open up. Or they crack them straight and off. Or what they do, they leave them in the ground until they start germinating, and when they germinate, they open up. Yeah, into two halves.
Yeah.
When they start germinating, but then crows can bury 1,700 of them, right? And then remember where 700 of them was, right? And they go back to them when they're soft. Then open them up when they're germinating, and then open them up and have all the goodies out of inside.
Yeah.
That's why
And you were
in halves, yeah.
And you were saying that for every 100 they bury, they remember 70 or so of them, don't they?
They bury 1,700 of them, and they can remember where 700 of them were. In there,
Yeah.
they go back to them 6 months later, or months later when the water comes. And I saw one outside my door burying bread the other day, and then I see a little squirrel come along and nick his bread. Yeah, he buried it under the grass, the crow, right? He buried this bread under the grass, and then 5 minutes later I saw a squirrel come. The squirrel was watching them, and then the squirrel come along and nicked his prize. But now the crow's going to come back and can't remember where it is.
Squirrels.
Well, not as bad as badgers, but
we'll get to the badgers shortly.
Yeah, but you're fortunate, Steve. You don't have to work anymore, do you? So you can go out all night, all day, all weekend, or whatever, can't you? Detecting
out there, when you get on that field, it's a magic carpet, and you just got to read it. And the better you read it, the better them results will come for you, yeah? And you've got in there I believe, right, that some people have really got it, right? And some ain't, right? It's like soldiers in a war, there's leaders and there's soldiers, yeah? Right? Some people have really got the minerals and they can make it happen time and time and time again. You think, why do these people keep doing it? Because they're thinking of everything that's in front of them. The more you put these pieces together, right, and learn and read what you're doing and where you are and how you're doing it, the better your results. And you've got to have it in there that you're going to get it. The minute doubt sets in, you're finished. The minute doubt sets in, once doubt's in there, then what is doubt? You've had it.
Yeah.
You've got to have it in there and know that you're going to get it. I can go, I've tried it. I've been amongst people. I can go out with 20 people around me, right? And they're walking along. One eye's up there looking at the stars, and one eye's over there, right? Like a chameleon, thinking, and they've got the machine 2 foot off the floor, right? Running across the field at 30 miles an hour. They get what they deserve. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. You've what would you say, Steve, has been your best finds in 40 years? Valuable or not valuable? Interesting or whatever? I know it's hard because you found a hell of a lot of stuff and many hoards.
I don't know. A solidus of a gold solidus of Constantine the Great. I put that in my hand and I could feel power of it. Yeah, I've got that in my hand and I rattled. I've had gold hammers, no balls, but this solidus made me shake. Yeah, my hand rattled when I had it.
Wow.
I've had pennies. I've had a penny. I had a penny that was a one-off. Yeah, a Henry III snide penny, right? And I offered it to a dealer. I won't mention no names. I offered it to a dealer, who offered me 150 quid for it, and he made £5,000. And it was Henry III contemporary forgery, right? German, right? And it was a one-off. But going back to these places where I've had these holes is the best thing for me, yeah, because it keeps me in there, and just knowing as soon as that player gets field, I'm back there, yeah. Henry Groats were lovely.
How many hoards do you think you've actually had, Steve?
No real big ones, one real big one, but no real massive one, thousands of coins, hundreds, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had
mental
100 coins. I've had thousands of hammers, but every year I've never found them in one.
Yeah.
They're spread out, all of them, all the time. I had a hold of Henry VIII Groats, right, and a hold of Edward Groats, right, together, 300 or 400 years apart, right on top of each other, like mixed in with each other.
Yeah.
Right, and I've been doing them up for 30 years. Every year I'll go back there and up one off, yeah, or pick one up, and short cross pennies, I had a hold of them, 127 of them. Henry III short cross pennies. It's endless. Yeah, I could show you.
We were talking the other day, and you were saying the things you found, and I'm like, what? Because the stories, because it's good detecting with Steve, because whilst you're detecting, he's talking about what's in the ground, and even the trees you were telling me about. You know how old the trees are. So I was looking at a tree thinking it's like 400 or 500 years old, and you're like, no, it's older than that. And you were telling me the way it was coppiced, and and how it was in the land. And you were telling me about, was it Henry VIII took all the wood off the trees?
Years ago, right? Henry VIII, to build his armada, right, to build his ships, he copied all the oak trees. He got the oak trees and had their heads off of all of them, yeah? Right? So when you go around these fields sometimes, you can see them, right, where they had their head off 500 years ago, right? A tree can live 1,000 years easy, right? And you can see back to when the medieval times, and people look at a tree and they wouldn't even know, yeah? And them trees tell you stories. You know that they was chopped off in the times when they didn't have wood, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting listening. There's many stories that come from Steve, detecting and non-detecting, and life skills.
When I'm out, I look for them. I look for things like that. When I look down a field, I look to see if there's any coppice trees around, and you know, and then you know that they was done back then, you know. And you get a tree that's that round, you know, it's 800 years old. Oak trees.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people go, "Oh, I'm going to run to that tree. Look at that big fat tree there. Someone's got to had it off under there, or been on a swing in there, or something like that." Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go there, don't they? Yeah. But they go to the tree for 2 seconds. They don't get a buzz out of it, and then off they go.
That's right. Exactly right. I think detecting wise, Steve, you've done like a lot of fields near you. Say, have you ever done any beach detecting?
Yeah, I've done beach detecting a couple of times. It's not my bag. I don't do beer tins and crap. Yeah, listen. If you're going to go on the beach, right, you might as well just go on a greenway site. Yeah, because that's what it is. It's all crap. Yeah, you get the odd green that people pick up, but I pick them up all the time, right? I pick these rings up, right? They're not worth nothing, yeah? If someone's rigging me or something on that, look at that, look at that. What do you reckon on that? Come and tell me what that is.
A very small person's coat hanger.
Something to do.
Meat hook.
Meat.
Meat hook.
Meat hook.
Meat hook. Come on, what else? Anything else?
Parachute pull cord.
I found it in the middle of a cornfield, right? That there, the farmers used to use them for picking up bales of hay as they went along on the motor. Pick them up, pick the bales of hay up with them, yeah?
Oh, wow.
That's a weird thing, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
It's a nice thing.
What I'll do, I'll save that, right? And when I get a farmer, one of the farmers that I know, I'll give him that, yeah? And that'll get them right off. That there will look a farmer, that will. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look at permission with that. I'll tell you the best way to get permissions, yeah? Do you know the best way to get permission? Send a nice woman in there. Women get it easier. You send a woman in there and you sit in a car and send your missus in there.
Is that honestly true, Steve? That's what you've done?
Yeah. Yeah.
All these poor people who spent years, weeks and months writing articles online and doing YouTube videos back, getting permissions. Steve, just send a woman in there. Just send a woman in.
Send a woman in there, or a child, yeah? A small child, yeah, 10, 12 years old, yeah? They'll get a yes straight away, every time. And wait until this is getting permissions, this is the best time of year to get them, right? Because you can walk up and knock on that farmer's door. You know that you can't, this time now, you know that you there's nowhere to detect, so you know you can't go on there. But if you go into that farmer and say to him, look, mate, when you cut your crops off, can I come back? It's easier for him to, because then he's thinking about it while you're gone. Instead of putting him on the spot and making him do a yes or no, if you go to him, oh, mate, is when you take your crop, is it all right if I do your land when you lift your crops off? Can I come back and ask you then? And they'll always say yes. And then you go back, you stick in their mind. And when you go back, they've already made their mind up whether you're coming or going.
It's a good time to go now because they're not doing, well, they're not, I shouldn't say they're not doing much, but they're not harvesting or
No,
anything.
they're doing nothing. They're sitting there twiddling their thumbs, yeah?
Watching Country File repeats.
I noticed on the way home from work tonight they started doing the first cut, actually. Rob Random just got me again. Do you have to leave the child with the farmer? It sounds sus.
No.
You have to what?
No.
Do you have to leave the kid with the farmer? It sounds a bit sus.
Oh, no, let's not talk about that like that.
No. But talking of kids, Steve, your kids detected or your family?
My daughter, she's been bred to do it, yeah? And she went out, I took her out the other week on a dig, right? On a field that I put 40, 50 people on, right? And they smashed this field for weeks. And I put my daughter on there, right? I deliberately stuck her on there where she had to scrounge that ground, right? Oh, look, everywhere there's iron on it, yeah? And I gave her I've got one of them vanquishes, right? For her. Now this vanquish thing, this vanquish thing, the good thing about it, right, it knows iron and it knows the signal when it gets one, right? And you only got to turn it on, yeah? You turn it on, it's got a couple of little preset programs, they're all good, right? Because you stick it over iron, everywhere on the field is iron, yeah? So as soon as it changes, she knows she's got a signal, right? Within 20 signals, she had hammered. She did on this field that I put 30 blokes on. I put 30 or 40 of the best blokes around in this area. I put my hit squad on it, yeah? And they wipe the field out until there's nothing on it. They'll sniff they dig the iron up and all, you know? They rape the field.
Is that the field I went on with you, Steve?
No.
Oh, because that had been pretty much.
Yeah, it was that field I went on with you. Oh, well, not the bumpy one, the other one across the road, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. On that field, this club that I took over with Lee and Joe and that, right? Now, they've been on there for 30 years, right? Last week, we pulled it all off there, of pennies, Edward pennies. In the last month, we had an order Edward pennies on there. 30 years they've been doing that.
Yeah, it's true. And what got me on that field, there's like a little brick about that big. I just looked at it. Steve went, "You know where that's come from?" I went, "No." He went, chimney stack. I went, "How do you know that?" He went, "And there's a house like a quarter of a mile away." He pointed at it, and it's right, exactly the same, wasn't it, Steve, as in the chimney stack. He said there was a house here. We started detecting it, and there were more signals, a lot of iron and stuff in that field. But yeah, he literally nailed it. Your eyes, Steve, you're like a magnet. You're constantly like scanning the ground and listening, of course.
In medieval times, they had these bricks like that. They used them on the chimneys, right? They were Tudor bricks. Right, they make the chimney breasts out of them, right? Out of these little briquettes, they like that, yeah. And that's what that was. Little briquette they made the chimneys with. And when they bossed the house over, they take the chuck it in the field. That's what the farmers did. They just smash them over.
Your club, you kindly invited me to with Julian Evan Hart a couple of weeks ago to your club meet, and Wickford Metal Detecting Club. I can honestly say. It's one of the nicest clubs I've ever been to, and the people were lovely. Probably because Steve would chuck them out if they were horrible. Well, you do chuck them out if they're horrible, don't you? But lovely people.
What we do, right? We don't. There's none of that, right? If there's any of that of any kind, it don't matter. It don't matter of any kind, right? It don't want them people. They're all lovely. They're all this club, right? They're wonderful people. Every one of them. I've handpicked them all, right? I've selected them all, right? And they're lovely people. when you go in there, there's none of that, and there's no. It used to be very clicky, right? But I took all that away, and now I'm just left with the cream. Yeah, then they're all wonderful people, right?
Mm.
On the site, right, we have nothing to do with that. If no slagging any other companies off or anything like that. Anything like that, it goes. I just get rid of it. I delete it, and they're not allowed to put it on there. It's all about having lovely times with lovely people.
Yeah, that's your motto. Because you've also got a Facebook user group called Metal Detecting Magnus, haven't you?
Yeah.
Which is a bit mad. Yeah.
Metal Detecting Magnus.
And there's pictures of you naked. There's pictures of you with funny glasses on.
No way.
Yeah, doing silly sort of things. But I think, Steve, you just, I don't know, you just make it a nice, happy time out for people. Like you said, there's no, my machine's bigger than yours. I've found this. Or is that all you found? And what's nice is when I went on his dig, the amount of people that came up to me and said, hello, who are you? Oh, hello, I'm Steve. All right, I'm Adrian, blah, blah, blah. Really nice, friendly people. And it was a breath of fresh air because in the last 40 years, Steve, with social media, YouTube, you've probably seen some big changes in the hobby for the good and for the worse, as in people slagging each other off. Would you say that? No.
When they bought mine, that machines come along, it changed everything, right? It went from seeing one or two detectorists out there from seeing hundreds, yeah? Right? And then they brought that data out and there was hundreds more, yeah? And then this come along, right? Facebook. Boom! That was a nuclear bomb, right? Facebook was the biggest bomb of all, right? Because it's allowed, even the armchair detectorists are there. Yeah, they don't even go. I've got people in my club that don't even go detecting. They want to sit there and watch what we're doing. Right? Boom, it was a nuclear bomb. The Facebook has shot metal detecting into the big world in a big way. And there's greedy people out there preying on poor people. Yeah? Out there, there's very greedy people, crows out there, ready to pick your eyes out. Yeah? This big boom. But without this big boom, it wouldn't be like it is now.
No, you're right. You're right.
But there is amongst them all, there's some lovely people. Oh, I love it. I love meeting all nice new people. In my club, right, I put my metal detector up, chuck that thing on the floor and help them. When I see them struggling and they can't find nothing, I put my machine down and help them do it. Show them what they've got to do. There's one old boy in there now, right? He couldn't operate a machine the other week, couldn't find nothing. The other day I took him out and he's finding gear everywhere. I spent a couple of hours showing him out what to listen for and what to look for.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's lovely, Steve. And you've also done your bit for Rodney Cook as well. You kindly donated some money for them this year as well, haven't you? As part of a raffle or something?
Gary Cook is a lovely man, right? And what he's done is phenomenal, right? It's special. Yeah, some of these people out there are special people, right? He's one of them. It oozes out of him. Yeah, I know it's all stemmed from his dad and that, right? But he's got a big heart and he helps people. Yeah. When I bunged him a few quid, right? That's redemption for me for what the horrible things I've done in my life. Yeah, right. I've had a funny past, right? I've had a funny past, I used to go and work with the big boys, and I used to be a naughty boy, right? But now I get to redeem it all, yeah? By doing these things, it helps me in there mentally. I'd crack up see this, if I didn't do this, I'd crack up. I'd go to pieces, yeah?
Yeah.
But people like Gary Cook, people that help others, they're special people. They really are, you know.
Yeah. And I think Rodney Cook this year is going to be bigger and better than ever. And with the Spinks announcement today, which Gary, I think, is going to come on the show, Dave, isn't he?
Yeah,
And
Gary's going to come on the
more.
show. He's announced that the Spinks, the books that we normally get, the coin books, they're going to be one of the title sponsors, if not the title sponsor of the event. Am I right in saying that, Adrian? Got that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on.
His event was mega, right? It's mega. It's one of the mega ones, yeah. Last year.
There's Spinks. Oh, bloody thing. Oh, it's green screen. Go on, Steve. Yeah, that one.
Better.
Right. Last year, right? His rally was mega, right? There was people whacking out skeets here, and skeets are really hard to find, right? In my part of the world, skeets are really are not easy to find, right? At that rally of his, I didn't find one, right? I was with all the people that they was whacking them out left and right of me, right? I'm not kidding you now. I crashed and burned in the end, right? I tried so hard to find one. I ended up on the floor half dead, right? At 7 o'clock at night, I was burnt out, yeah? I've been there since crack of dawn, smashing the same spot all day. I could smell them. I knew they were there, right? They were under my feet. I was laying on them. Anyone who walked up to me was getting them left and right of me, right? Wonderful skeets. They were beautiful coins, right? And I thought, I've got to get one, right? Here. I'm getting that dirt in the end and putting it through a sieve, and I couldn't find one. Everyone was finding around. I burnt out in here. But listen, that rally was quality, yeah? With his Gary Cook's rallies, they're top shelf. They're not held out in a shithole that's got green waste over it, or, you know, they're not like that. The land is special in itself. If you use them and read it right, you'll get paid off. And this year, I'm telling you now, right, this year it's going to be better because there's more ground to be had and it's in better situation, the land, right? And I'm telling you now, this year, they're coming out, right? And I'm going to be on them.
Yeah, I'll be behind you, Steve. With a bottle of, I'll be behind you with a bottle of Pernod on a stick.
I'm a metal detectologist, right? And I'm going to be on them, yeah? I can smell them, yeah?
Do you know what, Steve? It's been great tonight. I've not had to speak much at all. I'm not saying you're talking a lot, but the stories and the information that you're giving, it's been fascinating to listen to. It's been a breath of fresh air tonight.
I do talk bollocks sometimes around. I do talk bollocks, right? It drives some people up the wall, right? But
I think if anyone meets Steve, he does shout. He's sitting but that's because you had a brain injury or you had a broken.
I had a chopper stuck in my nut there, right?
Yeah.
I had a chopper stuck in there, right? And anyway, it took me. I've got a big slash in there, yeah, and I never shouted.
That's a long story. That's a long story, which we spoke about the other day.
I've been mental, yeah. I'm mental.
Hey, Adrian, you've got a big chopper, haven't you?
I've got a big chopper.
And don't talk, Steve. Don't bring that up with Steve on the show.
Right.
Well, listen, I've got one more video to play, one more voicemail to play. It's a 53-second one from Chris Langston. So, Steve, pour yourself a pair now, and we'll be back in a minute.
Go on in.
Hello, Dave. Hello, Adrian. I'm so sorry I couldn't get back to you sooner. I was going to leave you this barra brith recipe, but it's all in Welsh, and I don't even know where to start. And I've been warned it's a family secret as well, so I don't know. I can give it a go. So you'll need this. Beth angen, plain, sugar is space cymysg, powder pobi, synad halid, cymysg fos yr fforc, ffynnon ffloreg, wedig I gwrw, throw fifau sis, mixio, pop ti ofno, dynion, abersoc, araf alan, lanfau'r pwth Gwyneth go Gereth Lantysilio, landryblydd go gothio, pum min diolch. Sorry, guys, that's all I can read. It's a family secret.
I tell you what, having to read that out sober, let alone drunk. Oh, hats off to Chris. God, flipping heck. Oh,
So,
Look at that.
There's Dick Turpin.
Oh. Isn't it lovely, isn't it?
In it.
Is that a replica, Steve, or a...
No, it's the Bill McCoy. This is what they used to have, yeah? This is a real thing, yeah? Look.
Oh, I feel uncomfortable.
How old's that then, Steve?
200 years old.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Would you dig that up in Epping Forest?
No. I'm a collector of old crap, yeah? And that was amongst it, yeah? That's amongst my collection of old crap that I collect, yeah?
Yeah, because you are a collector, Steve, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got old crap as
collector of
well.
old crap, yeah?
My old crap's not as good as your old crap.
I can't help collecting old crap.
Steve, just a quick one. Your safes, do you buy them like that or do you restore them? Because they look like new.
They come out of bank vaults up the city, yeah? Up London. Look at Miss Slut on the end there. Look at her. See her?
Yeah.
She's a prostitute, yeah? She's Victorian, yeah? It's a Victorian prostitute. I call her the slut.
Oh, God.
We've got to get Rob Random start. Oh, he's already off.
Yeah.
You
bought this, just so people know, Steve, you bought the safes. You actually purchased them.
Them safes, I learned how to undo safes when I was a boy, right? And they are souvenirs from demolition jobs from up the city that I've gone and collected them on jobs and that I've done. I can open them, yeah? In the real world, I can open them. I used to practice it, yeah? When I was younger.
You can't have
many years ago.
You can't have anywhere a better array of conversation piece in your front room, can you?
I've got wonderful things in here. Yeah.
I've got a tally and a load of books.
I've got wonderful things that I've collected as souvenirs. Yeah.
Off we go.
I've got souvenirs everywhere. Yeah. I'm a
should we ask where that's from? City of London.
There's a city coat of arms, yeah. Look at that! Look at that for a money box.
Oh, that's lovely. That is.
Look at my clock. Look at my clock.
Did you say clock?
Look at that
you did
clock,
say
right?
clock.
That clock there is. Who was the one that discovered America? Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
That's Christopher Columbus, right? That clock, and it's discovering America. That's all bronze. It's lovely bronze, that is.
That's nice. Very nice.
I collect old crap.
Beautiful paintings as well, Steve.
Right, so like the paintings, look, that painting was of St Paul's Cathedral, yeah?
Yeah.
I've got that up the city. What am I doing? I've got what's the name? I've got a lovely one in the old way of what's his name? What's his name? Done a Rivers of Blood speech. Enoch Powell. Oh, I've got a signed photo of Enoch Powell in the old way. I have it here. I've got it in front of my door. So when I open the door, it's right there behind my head. Enoch Powell, yeah? Do you remember him? I won't say too much about him because, you know, but it was Enoch Powell.
He'd definitely He definitely wouldn't go down well in modern society.
No. You know,
No.
I can't mention things like that nowadays, you know.
No.
I've got a signed Enoch Powell one, yeah? And the old one.
Very, very nice.
I've got some big swords out there as well, big ones, yeah, big Saxon swords. Monsters,
Yeah, you have.
know?
Yeah. He told me about his sword, his big swords. Yeah, definitely nice.
At
Steve
the
Saxon.
Rodney Cook rally, I'm going to bring this lot, and yeah, I might dress a couple of people up, yeah?
Forcibly.
Put that helmet and all that armour on someone, yeah?
Oh God, Steve's helmet and sword. I'll get out of Rodney Cook.
So let me get this right. You got to wear it naked and then make me wear it naked.
Yeah, I'll make you do it, yeah?
I'll do it, Steve. You have to make me.
I've got all the armour and everything and the swords.
I'll tell you what. You bring your Roman helmet. I'll bring my Roman helmet.
Yeah.
You can have a helmet off.
Yeah. Karen can let us do naked detecting.
Hey.
Karen Becker can let us do naked detecting.
Oh gosh, he's going. Oh dear.
We can have the cock off for charity, can't we?
Where's this going?
It went ages ago, Adrian.
I did. It did. It just broke. It's all gone wrong. I'll tell you what, though. He's a character, Steve, and a lovely person. I'll tell you what. I don't think I've met anyone so nice. And I think in the chat tonight, Steve, a lot of people saying how you're a lovely bloke and you have got a heart of gold.
This is the best hobby in the world. This is the best hobby. It's the most therapeutic hobby you can get. It's better than proper therapy, isn't it?
Well, and you can make money out of it, and history, and discover stuff, and keep fit and everything else, and make nice friends.
Do you know what, Steve? I took my little lad to taste a session fishing the other week. The most boring hour of my life. Buzzing for him catching fish. Couldn't get my head round it. Metal detecting all the way.
Get rid of fishing. Just get him on that metal detector.
He has, mate. He has. Don't you worry about that.
Don't get him into fishing. Get away from that. With this can be very rewarding as well, right? Sometimes lovely times come from it, yeah? And whatever you dig up, right? Even if you want to keep it, right? Even if you want to keep it, it's there for a rainy day, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It only goes up in value. The amount of detectorists around there, they're only pushing the value of everything up. All the coin collectors out there's more stuff coming up out the ground I've ever seen, right? But there's getting more collectors of it all as well. And once you've got two people having a money fight, whoa, you're a winner. Hang on to it as long as you can. Hang on to it as long as you can, yeah? And that way you'll get the best money for it. Don't be frightened to put things in auctions. Dealers, don't bother with them. Yeah, anybody that wants to buy something off you for a price, it's never what it's worth. You get two people having a money fight over it, you'll get your money for it. You know, that's what you've got to get. Auction everything. That's my advice to everyone. Yeah, if it's got value to it, yeah, if it's a big value thing, you've got to auction it. Don't never go with dealers. They'll have your eyes out your head. You know.
Steve, have you ever had any other hobbies, or have you got another hobby?
I've been fishing. I've done fishing. I've done it all. My brother runs the Halton complex in this country. It's one of the biggest sites, but there's no rewards in it. I know you get an eye catching a 50-pound carp or whatever, right? And you get a picture out of it. That's all you get. Sling it back, it's gone. Yeah. Look for another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can go out there, dig up a 30 grand coin, right? Put the money in your pocket and go look for another one. Yeah. The rewards are far greater. To me, they are. Yeah. You know, some people might get a buzz that's worth 30 grand out of holding a fish, but I don't. You know.
And it costs more money fishing. A lot more money.
just finding something there. Look, right, this here, right, is a cat, right? They used to bang them on the doors in medieval times, right? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Right, it's a cat, right? It's got an hole in it. They used to bang them on the doors in medieval. Oh, it's gone there. They used to bang them on the doors in medieval times, right? They used to bang these on the doors in medieval times to keep evils away, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? Right, see this? It's bronze, right?
Can't see that, Steve. Camera's up
I
here.
found it in my car. I found it in my
Yeah.
lorry. I never found this with the detector, right? I found it in my lorry. I don't know where it come from. I don't know where I found it. It's medieval.
Yeah.
You should put that on the bonnet.
I found it, or someone else has found it and lost it in my lorry a few years ago. 3 years ago.
Wow.
Steve, Sid Perry's in the chat, and he's got a couple of questions. The first one, will you be cooking him a steak at Rodney Cook?
I've got some lovely, great big daddies, they're called. I've already got them in the freezer waiting for him there. I've got some big daddies for us for the rallies. When I go to the rallies with that lot, they're my little family. So Joe Esprit, right? Jojo, she runs my site, right? She's lovely, right? She's propped my metal detecting madness up since it's been going, right? I go with him every year. We go to all the rallies and have lovely times, right? Wonderful people they are, all of that lot, right? They're the cream, right? They're the cream of all the metal detectors out there. They are, and I go to the rallies and have wonderful times with them, and it's like a family, right? And it's so nice when you gel with these people, right? He's a lovely man, Sid, yeah. And all the people, all his friends are and all, right? All Joe and all of them, yeah. And Fodder, look at Fodder, look what he does, yeah. He's another one, he's a diamond, yeah.
Yeah, Adrian likes him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a lovely guy. Just slight altercation, I think. Steve
It wasn't an
knows about.
altercation, it was Adrian misjudging a situation somewhat.
I told you.
My mind, right? I've got a split mind. Sometimes I'll go on about two things at the same time, yeah? Or sometimes I talk bollocks about something else and I can talk about two things with that, yeah? Makes me mong right up, yeah? And it splits, yeah? It goes two ways. But all them people are lovely people, yeah?
Yeah, you're right. And
his other question, let me just get the other question out. Can you do Kung Fu?
I can do Feng Shui. I can do Feng Shui. I can make the furniture move, yeah? I like a blunt instrument, yeah? I don't like getting hurt, yeah? I prefer a blunt instrument if I can, yeah? That's how I settle a dispute with a blunt instrument, but I don't settle disputes amongst our people, yeah? The metal detecting community is lovely. They're a different breed of people, yeah? You know, there is a few nasties amongst it, but they're not dangerous enough to be able to pull any harm on me, yeah? I like nice people. I like lovely, wonderful people. I've got I know thousands and thousands and thousands of detectorists. But I've been doing this all my life. I'll go everywhere and I know them all, yeah? I don't know their names and things like that, but I know them by their faces and things like that. The best ones, I suck them up like magnets. They're mine. All these wonderful people out here now, right? They're mine. They belong to me. They're my
family.
They're my family.
Steve, just mirroring that, Kelly Stamp has just said in the chat, Steve Newman, I want a shout out. You have helped me out a lot. So
Kelly Stamp, she's got lovely pink hair. She's lovely, she is, right? I I put that helmet on her head and took pictures. All right, Kelly's fine. I love you, Kelly. She's lovely. Yeah, she's one of the wonderful people. There's some wonderful people out there. The thing is, there's so many wonderful people out there. You can't take them all home with you. Yeah, but I love spending time with them, right? And you know what I mean? It's like
you're a good. Yeah, like you said, Steve, you've done like a lot of us. We've all made mistakes in our past, and you're repaying people now with your skills, help, and love of the hobby, which hats off to you.
I've done horrible things in the past, yeah, right? But that's all locked away in a cage. Every now and then it rattles on the bars, yeah? But now I've redeemed it all. And all these wonderful things that I do with other people, and I help people. If I can help someone, I'll help them, yeah?
Yeah.
Right?
No,
I don't want nothing for it. As long as I can see that they've benefited from it.
Karma, Steve, karma. Steve, what's the longest you've gone in 40 years not detecting?
I reckon probably about 3 years. I stopped for 3 years. But I went fishing and it rattled on me every day. Every day when I went fishing, I thought about detecting.
Really?
Yeah. And I did stop for 3 years. I had a banger, right? I had a heart attack in 2002, right? And that stopped me. I thought, right, I'm wrapping up now. I won't do it, yeah? Right? I thought I'll wrap up and won't do it. But that didn't do me no. I had to come back with this community, yeah. Now it's the best time I've ever had in my whole life doing it, yeah. Because I get energy. All these nice people like we go detecting with and that. I'll go and on my dig this weekend. I'll have lovely people on there, right? And then people, I'll get a buzz out of them that I can't replace. Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm going to live to 100. Yeah, well, I can get energy off of these people mentally, yeah, and physically, yeah, and it fulfills me, yeah, having all them people around me. It's lovely.
Do you prefer detecting on your own or with loads of people, or both?
When I get my head down, sometimes I'll get my head down, I'll do it totally on my own, yeah, right? Sometimes I'll go quiet, right? And when I do that, I'll get my head down. Sometimes when I'm blanking for a little while, when I ain't had nothing big, I'll go out and push my head down and go out, force it out the ground. Yeah, I'll go out and smell it, right, and force it out the floor. Most of the time, I like to be with as many people as I can. I like to pull them all in. And I believe, right, if you've got that many hammers in the field, they're all in the field, they're everywhere, right? I believe, now I could go on that field on my own and take them all and be greedy, right? But I believe at the end of the day, when you dig that up, that's got your name on it, yeah? Because that's been in there for 1,000 years or however long it's, and you come along, you're the first to touch it in a wet time since the dead man left it, right? And then that I believe that your name's on that, otherwise you'll never get it.
True.
My name was on that, otherwise I'd never get it. You know, it's been there since medieval times. And it's come along, it's in my hand.
Yeah. No, that's right.
You know?
What would happen, Steve, the day you can't metal detect? What would you do? Would you worry about it?
What?
Hey?
I don't know. I'll be dead. I'm going to do it until I'm dead.
Good.
You know?
Not good that you're dead, but good that, Because I worry the day I can't walk, or I'm in a wheelchair, I'll still do it, or I'll get someone to carry me. That's the only thing, well, apart from my family, that worries me is when you can't do it as a hobby. Whether it's legally, whether they put a ban on it or a license or through
If
ill
they put a
health.
ban on it, that won't bother me. Yeah, I'll still be out there. They will never stop me. I believe that these farmers, all this land out there, that farmer there that owns all that farm, that's thousands of acres, he's only a custodial to that land that he's on. Yeah. All that stuff that's on there from thousands of years, he don't own none of that. Yeah. I believe that. Yeah. He owns the land, but he don't own what's in it that's been left from us from the past. Always dig it up. If there's an opportunity that you can go and dig it up, right? Go and dig it up rather than leave it there, right? Because anything that's left in the ground, it'll just get destroyed. That green waste in one day will be everywhere, right? One day that'll be everywhere. I promise you, right? They've got to get rid of it somewhere, right? But they're destroying it, thousands of acres every day from it, right? And once that's in the ground, you can't find that because you've got to dig 50 bits of that up before you get it. You know?
Yeah. Are you finding green waste in the last 40 years, Steve, increasing?
Yeah. It's terrible. I've lost some lovely land from it, right? And it's terrible stuff. There's needles in it, donkey wrappers. There's all sorts in it, yeah? There's nastiness in it, yeah? It's horrible.
Sorry, I haven't heard anyone say the word donkey for about 30 years. Oh.
You know, there's terrible stuff inside it, you know? Right? And you know another thing? There's another thing you look far beyond. One day I was eating my sandwich in the middle of the field. I'm sitting there eating my sandwich, and the farmer walked up to me and went, "You dirty animal." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, you're eating that sandwich. I said, "How am I a dirty animal?" He said, "That's human shit I put all over this field." Yeah. And I've been picking it up for days. He puts human shit on it.
Yeah, they do a lot too.
You can get.
Yeah. And funny enough, last year I went detecting on my own, on my permission, and I went on manure and it stunk, absolutely stunk. But there's a lot of Roman on there, so I thought I'm just going to go for it. Put me gloves on, I'll be all right. And I got back to the car, knocked me boots and cleaned them like you do, and got home, put them outside, and they stunk for weeks. And me hands, and that was human poo, and that reeked. It absolutely, but it's good stuff. That's the thing, isn't it? And it's recycling.
It's the best thing that they can put on it to make their yields come up. Yeah. You know?
Talking of stuff, human stuff. What is? Well, it's not relevant. What is something that you haven't found, Steve, in 40 years that you really want to find?
A Celtic unit. A silver Celtic unit. I've never found one. I've found gold staters, loads of them. Really rare types. I found Bega types. I found everything. But I've never found a real nice Celtic unit. Never had one. Right,
that's your bucket list stuff.
You know, I ain't got a bucket list. You get what you get what comes out the ground at you. Yeah, I don't do bucket lists. Yeah, I found things and I forget about them. Yeah, I bring things home. I leave them around the house and that. I forget what I've had sometimes. You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I had a steak the other day. I didn't know where it came from. I can't remember picking it up. I can't remember where I got it. How about that?
Rob Random sent me off again. He was on about the human waste. He said there's how sweet corn in it.
He said what?
As the human fertilizer got sweet corn in it. I don't think it has actually. because
I
it
don't
goes
know.
through
Well, it
processing.
don't digest, does it? It must have chunky bits in it somewhere. Yeah.
Tomato peas, tomato pips, seeds.
I was
Yeah.
on a field. I've been going on a field for 35 years, right? I went on it once. I found 2 rings, right, with my initials on them, right?
Yeah.
One had S on it, and I found it first, a silver ring, right? And then I went back. I found another one in the same spot 2 weeks later with the N on it. How about that? 25 years ago. Still
Wow.
2 silver rings.
That is metal
Mine
detecting
isn't
madness.
Yeah.
See what
That's
I did
my
there, Adrian?
detecting madness. I'm loopy, yeah? I'm mental, yeah?
Mental in a good way. Mental in a
I'm
good way.
mental.
Well, listen, Steve. I was going to play a video tonight of a rogue badger which is attacking people on Cannock Chase, but I really can't be arsed anymore.
Don't worry about
I'm having far too much fun.
Well,
but
I think we don't want to waste any time with Steve, do we?
Well,
want as
exactly.
much out of
We've got a few minutes left, and I just can't be arsed. But Adrian, I had to send the article the other day, so go and look on YouTube for just put Cannock Badger, and you'll see the badger attacking people on Cannock Chase. Adrian liked it.
Yeah, shocking.
There's so many people out there on here, right, that I want to thank for things, yeah, but I can't do it all. There's so many of them, yeah, right. I've got loads of people on here that do things for me. A lot that don't get the credit, you know, for what they do for me, yeah. I get a lot of help from people on here, right, and all that amongst us all, yeah.
Well, you want to give some shout out, Steve? Crack on.
You know, there's loads of people want to shout out to, but they know.
I think shout out to all of them because I think
Yeah.
Steve is such a lovely and interesting guy and a heart of gold. You want to help him because you can see he wants to help people, and like I like helping people for nothing, and he does the same sort of thing. And when you meet people like that, it's just like good karma, you know. You just want to.
I like to teach them something. Yeah, I like to teach them something that they don't know, and especially with metal detecting. Yeah, I know every trick there is. That you must be able to read that floor. Yeah, just looking around, yeah, and thinking about everything else, not just about metal detecting. The more of it you pull in together into one bit, the more you'll get out from it. Yeah, right. The more things like the sun, the moon, everything. You think about it all and where you're going and everything, that will get you more stuff and more valuable stuff at all. Yeah, the big ones are out there. The big bits are out there to be had. The best stuff always comes last. Yeah, it always comes when everything else is gone. Yeah, listen, you never find nothing decent with a decent signal. It's always iffy. Yeah, everything's iffy. Anything of massive value is hard to find. Yeah, that's why it's still there.
Absolutely.
But it is there. And if you pull all these things together, if you push everything together, yeah, it's there, and that's what you make it. Force it out the ground. That's what you've got to do.
He's right. Yes. Definitely.
Well, listen, Steve. Our time is up this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. I've not laughed so much in years, advertently or inadvertently. I've been crying at some point. It's been absolutely brilliant. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I look forward to seeing you in the flesh at Rotley Cook or at Detectable this year, and I'll bring me Roman helmet and we can go naked detecting.
I'll be there on all the big ones. I'll be at all the big ones this year. Tom's got one. Tom's got one in a few weeks' time. Yeah.
Tom Pezarek.
Tom Pistoret, yeah. Tom Pistoret, he's got one. He's another lovely bloke, yeah. He's got one at Somerset, and he's got another one at Gloucestershire somewhere at the end of summer. I'll be at them. I'll be putting one on myself. I'll be putting my one on myself for the Wickford Club, right? A lovely one. We're going to have a lovely time. I'm glad every celebrity in this metal detecting world is going to be there. I'm going to make sure that they're all there. It's going to be a celebrity one, yeah? where all the cream from this metal detecting world is going to be there, yeah? Because I ain't having it no other way. I want the best quality that's out there with metal detectors.
I'm sure you'll have the world's leading. What's your role, Adrian? What's your role, Adrian?
Huh?
World's leading what?
Do you know? I don't know where the second episode is, but anyway, or third, or whatever. History on Earth.
Tongues in cheek.
Yeah, but no, Steve. Like Dave said, thanks for coming on tonight. A lovely guy, and you make us all laugh. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely. And apologies to everybody in the chat whose questions. There've been some questions we've not got around to asking. So do apologise. They're scrolling through so quick, and
I can't keep up with them.
We've had so much.
I won't upset anybody on it tonight. Yeah, that's all. I ain't out to upset no one. Yeah,
That's all right, Steve. I'm brilliant at doing that myself, so don't worry about that.
I just hope no one's upset about anything that I've said on here. Yeah. Who runs my site for me? I love you. I love you, darling. Yeah, thank you for keeping my site running all this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you, Joe.
I'd like to say thanks for coming on the show, Steve, and I'll speak to you soon about those things I'm doing for you, whatever. But and thank you to the Wickford Club again.
As well for doing all you've done, me. I love that new logo. Look at it; it's lovely. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing it, Adrian, and I'll take you out on some digs whenever you want.
Yeah, no, that's fine, mate. I just think it's nice how you've made a club so welcoming and open to people, and everyone on it was friendly. Joe, and I've forgotten everyone's names, but lovely club, very, very nice. And anyone who liked the show tonight, just give it a thumbs up and
give it a share, give it a like on Facebook. Yeah. And if anybody wants to be a guest in the future, please give us a shout. You know, we're more than happy. Still waiting for Sid Perry. He only comes on when he's drunk and topless, though, doesn't he, Adrian?
In his pants. That was interesting.
Show. A lovely time, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, Steve. Yeah, lovely.
Right, Steve. Thanks again. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we will see you all the same time next week. Adrian, have a great weekend. Good night, everybody.
See you, Steve.